All right, Trade Ideas Interactive, excuse me, Trade Ideas Artificial Intelligence, as we call Holly, is the topic here. And what you're looking at is my default desktop, but I'm going to show how you can use either these three channels to click into the three different segments, as we call them, of Holly, doing different trades, different symbols, completely segmented from each other. Or you can bring this down, the AI tools, into your main desktop. By doing so, you just go to Tool, New, and New AI Holly window right here. And this window will populate. Now, from this window, we can see exactly what's going on. And from this window, we can also toggle between segments. Right now it's on Holly 2.0. We could toggle over to Holly Grail and see what those strategies are, and Holly Neo. But we're going to stay on 2.0 for this demonstration. Now, the trade window that goes along with 2.0 is this window. All right, this one, it says at the top, Holly 2.0. And the way in which we get this individual trade window is by right-clicking in the parent window and selecting View All Trades. And there you go. It brings up the Holly. But we also have to make sure that we're on the same individual trades window that we are in the main window. This one says Holly Grail. So we can now right-click inside the individual trade windows and go to the segment that we want, Holly 2.0. And essentially, this is the same window that we have right here. Okay, so looking at this window, there's a lot going on today. We can see in our segmented channel over here that one segment has 13 trades, 2 of them are open. The Holly 2.0 that we are looking at here in this window has 12 trades and 2 of them are currently open. If I switch over to open trades, we will see only 2, but I'm going to switch back to all trades for demonstrations. And so this is a basic layout that I've created. I've done one for the Holly Grail. I've done one trade window for Holly 2.0, and I have done one trade window for Holly Neo. And I can continuously look at only opens or all closed, however we want to. A couple of things that are of interest today. Nothing but long strategies really came into on this particular Holly segment, and nothing but longs are obviously being triggered. In the other 2 segments as well, we have longs. So what the AI is initially telling us already is that the path of least resistance in terms of a directional bias is to the long side. So if you're thinking that you should be shorting stocks today, well, right off the bat, our artificial intelligence is telling you that that's not really the path of least resistance. Okay, and then again, to get all 3 Hollies on the screen simultaneously, you can launch as many of these windows as you want. The parent window, and then view all trades for the secondary window. And then you can launch more than one and have each one of them be one of each 3 of these segments. And that's how I got all 3 of the segments on my screen. Now, what's happening here is, in this particular case, the AI has had nothing but long signals in Holly 2.0. And I'd like to go over a few of them. The first one here is a Dollar Tree, and the chart is giving us a lot of information. The blue line on the chart is the entry. The red line is the stop. The green line is the target. Back here, the blue arrow is pointing to the candle, and it's pointing up, signaling this is a long directional trade. So what happened was early in the day on this particular trade, the AI got long, and it basically has stayed long, and then something good has happened. So this is a nice surprise to have a nice movement after a stock that was already called long by the AI. Now, in this particular case, notice that the color gradient is dying off right about here. This is where the AI exited the trade, and we call it risk off. If we go to DLTR, let's see here, risk off, oh, that's why. If we go to DLTR, we can see it has a risk off of 0. Basically, Holly flatted the trade, but the risk on is a common question, and what risk on is defined as is the same exact trade, the same exact entry, but what would happen if there was no exit all the way into the bell, into the end of the day? How did that trade work going into the end of the day? Well, as we can see by the chart, the initial risk on didn't do much on for the rest of the day, which many people do, and there's a lot of good statistical reasons to do so. That trade did perform very well and give some nice profits. Now, there are 5 reasons. I'm going to double click here and sort. There are 5 reasons in which the AI will exit. The first is called timed stop, and you'll notice in the main parent window here, all strategies have a timed stop: 60 minutes, 120 minutes, 45 minutes, 30 minutes. So throughout the day, the AI is going to close the trade, and that's going to become the risk off value. The same trade staying open would become the risk on value, and of course that risk on value continues to calculate. I will come over here and show this in a second, but getting back to the exit reasons, timed exit is the first of 5 reasons, and so all of these exits, the exit reasons, were for a timed reason. The shot clock expired. CLVS, okay, Clovis, this one hit its target. We'd like to see those all day long. That's another exit reason. You can see on the chart, the green line was achieved very early, so the target was achieved very early in the day, so the risk off values are pretty high as well. A third reason, the stop hit. Well, we don't want to see those, but those are certainly going to happen. Stops are going to get hit. Trades don't always do what they want. Here's a long trade that tried to go and then fell through the stop right here, but look at how much has fallen since then. So adhering to stop losses are always usually a good thing when you're talking about Holly. And the remaining 2 exit features are: 1, profit save, which is nothing more than like a trailing stop, we would call it. So the stock gets in the money, moves higher, starts to pull back, the AI will exit it using what we would call a trailing stop. And then lastly, it's not on here at the moment, but there's one called reduced risk, which basically just means the AI is getting out before the timed stop expiration because the trade price action is not doing what the AI had fully expected it to do. So it's kind of like get out, cut your losses, flat the trade. The AI has been known to do that. So those are the 5 exit reasons that we will often see, which is a common question. And again, the other common question is risk on versus risk off. Well, there's a new feature in the Holly AI. It's not necessarily part of the AI, but it's part of the forthcoming Brokerage Plus automatic trading. And this is having to do with risk parameters, where in the past we always used to express Holly in points. How many cents in dollars and cents did it make in the market today? But now you'll notice this one here, risk on, is showing $4,188. What is that? Now it's $4,300. What is that based on? So if we go back to tools and options, in the all trade AI trade size, we've got 3 choices. We can scale these trades and have them demonstrate to us in terms of dollars per trade, $5,000. What would all these trades look like if we risked $5,000 in each trade? Obviously, smaller stocks are going to have more shares than larger stocks at the $5,000 level. Or we could do shares per trade, but that doesn't always really work out well. Again, $5 stocks and $50 stocks are going to be a completely different animal at $100, 100 shares per trade, excuse me. But then we have this one, and this is really what a lot of our auto traders do, is they take each trade and let Trade Ideas calculate the share size. All we're doing is inputting how much do I want to lose. So with $200 in the risk-based stop loss category, we're saying, Holly, if I were to trade all of these trades, I wouldn't want to risk more than $200 on the stop, the smart stop that you, Holly, selected for me. So not only is the AI selecting the stop, it's also calculating the share size. And so based on the $200 stop loss, that's the most I would want to risk on any trade. If we go back here to Holly 2.0, we can see a few things. There was really only 2 stops hit, but there was a heck of a lot more profits than there were stops hit. And in this particular case, if we go back to the histogram over here, this histogram in the parent window is showing risk on 4,300, meaning all of the, 13 trades that came out triggered in Holly 2.0 today. Of all those 13 trades, if you had held them all and kept them open for the moment using $200 as your maximum stop loss, you'd be up $4,300. Yeah, you have a couple of stops hit, but that's the name of the game. I mean, I have not seen a day where there's 13 trades and every single one of them stopped out. I've never seen that. That's just a way to calculate how you would like to size your risk. And so in this case, it's a great glaring evidence of that the winners are definitely outpacing the losers when we do it that way. So that is risk on, risk off. Right now, it's telling us that risk on is kind of the order of the day in this particular Holly iteration. So that's about all I really have to say on the AI. The new segments are available. The ability to auto trade is coming. Keep an eye out on the marketing emails for an option that's going to be coming available to auto trade Holly in the next few months. Risk off and risk off entry point are always the same. Yes, that's correct, Anne.